What's he doing? The hell is that?
Welcome to WatchMojo, and today we're counting down our picks for horror movie characters whose questionable decisions and lack of common sense didn't prevent them from making it out alive, or who survived through sheer dumb luck. Since this list shows the fate of potentially important characters, there is a spoiler warning.
So yeah, that's the plan.
Number 10, Louis Creed, Pet Sematary. Oftentimes in horror movies, stupid characters are necessary to get the ball rolling. In that department, Louis is very useful. First of all, his negligence leads to his little boy running out in the middle of the road. Then, against the wishes of his elderly neighbour, he meddles with the forces of nature and resurrects his deceased son. Once that plan backfires horribly, he decides to resurrect his wife, even though it turned the previous things he's buried into malevolent entities. In the final scene, it's kind of ambiguous as to what Louis' fate is once he brings his wife back. What is clear is that he never learns from his mistakes. Number 9, Nancy Adams, The Shallows. Despite being a med student, Nancy doesn't exercise a lot of caution. She goes out surfing alone in Mexico with strangers because her friend decided not to show up. When a shark attacks, she decides to use her last flare to set whale oil on fire in an attempt to kill the shark. She's lucky this reckless stunt didn't cause a fire that got out of hand. Instead, the shark becomes more aggressive because of the fire, so she doesn't end up ahead anyway. Fortunately, she is able to survive the shark attack and becomes stronger than ever. Number 8, Bobby Dagen, Saw 3D. This man made a name for himself writing a book about his experience surviving a trap set up by Jigsaw. There's just one problem. He made the whole thing up. His grift takes a lot of nerve, but doesn't show a lot of sense.
Thank you, ma'am. It's quite flattering how many people have responded to my story, and if I can help a few people along the way, then I'm pleased.
Dagen should have known that Jigsaw's minions wouldn't take his stolen valor lightly. Jordan Kramer tried to call Dagen out, but the fraud wasn't smart enough to take the hint.
Hello, Bobby. I want to play a game. You have amassed wealth, fame, and notoriety based upon your story of survival.
Unfortunately, other people in his life paid for his stupidity. Kramer's acolytes could have easily killed this moron, but letting him live with the consequences of his actions was a much more effective lesson.
I'm your wife! How could you lie to me?
Number 7, Julie James, I Know What You Did Last Summer. This final girl is out with her friends one night when they accidentally run over a man.
Where is it? If it was a deer, then where is it?
Look, man, maybe it ran off.
I hope so. I hope we didn't kill it.
Rather than report this to the authorities, they dump the person's body into the ocean and participate in a cover-up.
Wait,
What?
should we check his wallet and see who he is?
Julie could have gone to the cops, but she let Barry pressure her into participating in the cover-up. When someone starts stalking them over the incident a year later, Julie could have gone to the authorities but decides to keep it to herself. As a result, most of her friends end up getting killed, and she's consumed with guilt that ruins her life. What was the point of staying silent? Just to be a team player for Barry?
No one gets me the way you do.
I understand your pain.
Number 6, Paxton, Hostel. As this American tourist clubs his way through Europe, he doesn't show a lot of respect or consideration for the people in the countries he's visiting. When a shady character tells him about a hostel in Slovakia where girls fall for American guys, Paxton is gullible enough to believe him. Later in Slovakia, when he's looking for his friend Josh, he wanders deep into a torture chamber, ignoring all of the red flags that the building isn't safe for tourists. Initially, Paxton looks like the character who gets bumped off, while the more thoughtful Josh seems like the protagonist who will survive. Yet, director Eli Roth makes Paxton the unlikely hero who gets away. Until the sequel. Number 5. Madison. Zombieland Double Tap. Normally, in a zombie apocalypse, the dimwits tend to be weeded out early. However, Madison is a notable exception, having been able to survive in a freezer at a shopping mall for 10 years before Columbus found her.
Please forgive me! It's fake fur!
Oh my god, I'm so sorry. I thought you were a...
You thought I was a zombie?
Yeah, of course, a zombie.
Oh my god, no, I don't even eat meat. I'm a vegetarian.
A vapid airhead, Madison has no survival instincts, common sense, or sense of self-preservation. One notable example of her lack of judgment was eating a trail mix bar despite having a deadly nut allergy because of a horribly misinformed assumption.
My thumb? My thumb!
Hey, boss.
Bill!
No,
You're gonna want to pull over.
no.
Pull over.
No, we're making good progress here.
Pull over!
Okay.
Through sheer luck, though, she is able to beat the odds and survive the apocalypse.
I used to live in a freezer, so why not a freezer on wheels?
Can't argue that logic.
Number 4. Billy Peltzer. Gremlins. When Billy originally received his pet mogwai Gizmo, he was given 3 simple yet crucial rules to properly take care of the creature.
Keep him away from water. Don't give him any water to drink. And whatever you do, don't give him a bath. And probably the most important thing, don't ever feed him after midnight.
Through his carelessness, these rules are immediately broken, thus creating a horde of gremlins that wreak havoc on Billy's entire hometown. In the film's climax, he splits up from the group he's with and faces off against the main gremlin Stripe alone in the dark. At the end of the movie, Gizmo's original owner takes the pet mogwai back, which was definitely for Billy's own good.
You do not understand. You are not ready.
Number 3. The Freelings. Poltergeist. Let's say ghosts abduct your daughter, and you have to hire a team of paranormal specialists to rescue her. Once you get her back, you hightail her out of the house where the freakish event occurred, right? Well, not if you're the Freelings. After their ordeal, they decide to stay for one more night before moving out.
Hi, Daddy!
As a result, a sinister spirit referred to as the Beast unleashes a host of horrors before causing the house to collapse into another dimension. We're just saying, it wouldn't have killed them to stay at the motel a night earlier. Number 2. Jonathan Harker. Bram Stoker's Dracula. First off, it didn't help that Keanu Reeves was cast in this role around the time of his surfer dude image, thanks to movies like Bill and Ted.
And that is why we need a triumphant video. Excellent!
When playing John Harker, Reeves also didn't do the best job at maintaining a consistent British accent.
30th May, Castle Dracula. I think strange things which I dare not confess to my own soul.
Having said all of that, Harker overlooked some major red flags during his stay at Dracula's castle. If any sane person had witnessed these things, they would have gotten out of Dodge. Fortunately, he is able to survive the castle after Dracula left him with the Count's brides.
I think that with the horses we can cut him off, reach him before he reaches the castle. I will dispatch Van Helsing straight for Borgo Pass. If we fail in our task, you will have to finish him.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications. Number 1. Trish Jenner. Jeepers Creepers. Throughout the movie, Trish takes actions that make things harder for her. Against her better judgment, she listens to her brother Darry about going back to investigate some mysterious activity from a motorist who ran them off the road.
Jerry?
Instead of running off as soon as she sees the creeper, she stays around long enough for the creeper to notice her and follow her. When she comes across a psychic who appears to know what's going on, she blows the psychic off rather than ask relevant questions that could help her and her brother.
Telling us this thing is out driving down the highway, trying to freak people out so it can smell them?
Christ, Jerry, why are we standing here with her?
It's almost like Trish doesn't want to make it to the end, but she ends up surviving because the creeper chose to take her brother over her.
You let him go!
What horror movie character were you surprised it didn't end up receiving a Darwin Award? Let us know in the comments.
Oh, dice strains. Throw it.
Did you enjoy this video? Check out these other clips from WatchMojo, and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.